What I'm wondering is if you could tell me a little bit about something that was a challenge for you. It could have been a bunch of years ago in terms of getting your schoolwork done.
All right, well, I'm actually a very forgetful person. It actually used to be a pretty big problem back in seventh and eighth grade. I would always get yelled at by teachers for always forgetting my homework. It felt really frustrating talking it over my mom. Um, Mental arguments with myself saying, what am I doing wrong here? Because I couldn't quite pinpoint it. I just thought I wasn't smart enough compared to those other kids who were just as band. They knew what they were doing. Band, they knew this, they knew that. They know how to explain it perfectly. Well, I was just a stumbling, bumbling mess.
So let me ask you if you could tell me about a particular teacher who did something that helped you to make this change.
So it was my seventh grade teacher. Her name's Miss Intamin. She taught math and science, but science was something I was really interested in at the time. But whenever she would assign a project, I would procrastinate on it or something like that. Then one day during at a project, she would hand me she handed me back my grade. There was a small note saying, "You need to stop forgetting."
Did she help you learn any small techniques or strategies?
So a planner, the way I began realizing that I remember this way is that whenever I would write things down into my planner, what subject and what they assigned, that's when I began realizing, oh, hey, I remember this way. She would just bring it up to me like, hey, did you make sure to write this down in your planner? And then I would check in, and that's when she kind of just glanced over, but never really forced me to do it in like some kind of disciplinary manner. But she would mention it, and then that's when I would get into the habit of doing it.
So how does it work for you?
So reading, listening, then writing it down. Look to see what you need. Make sure that you know that it's on the board. Then if the teacher mentions it, make sure to listen to her. That's your second backup. And then writing it down so that you know there's a place for you to look at if you ever forget about it.
When did you know that it was working?
Back in eighth grade, I began forgetting less and less about homework. And this year, I think I'm doing even better than that. I began using the same process for notes as well. And then I began seeing my grades rise up. I began seeing less comments about me forgetting homework and things like that. Yeah, I feel a whole lot better. I'm definitely more confident walking with my head higher. It's because it's not just going to affect my A, if my grade's an A or a B or a C. It's going to affect, hey, I might get this super duper awesome career I've ever always wanted. Or maybe it'll affect my social life, it'll affect my friends, it'll affect my family life. Now I just know where I'm gonna go ahead. I know that I have my organization and my priorities straight, and I just feel a whole lot better.